Hey guys, welcome back to my 7 days of cruelty-free drugstore foundation series. This day is day 3, and today I'm going to be testing out the LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation, which has a total cult following and is said to be a major dupe for the Makeup Forever HD foundation. If this is your first time watching my cruelty-free drugstore foundation series, I do have a criteria of how I'm going to be applying it and testing it out. If you want some more explanation other than right here, then you can go to my day 1 video, which is the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion foundation. So I picked up this bottle at Ulta for $8.99, and I also saw that you can get it at Walmart for a little bit less. So I think Ulta sometimes prices up because they have coupons and then also the point system. So something to note in that. And this little bottle is almost an ounce. It's 0.95 ounces, so almost 1 full ounce, which is pretty standard. And I picked up the shade Fair. So this is the shade range right here that is available on the LA Girl's website. I'm pretty sure I saw all these at Ulta too, but I can't quite remember. For some reason I didn't take a picture of it. But you can see that it's just a couple light shades, and then it goes to all the darker medium ones and then dark, which is really nice. It's really hard to find a drugstore foundation, I'm finding out, with a lot of darker skin tones in there. So that shade selection is really nice. However, there's not really many for the very fair skin gals, so note that. So as you saw, I picked up Fair, and in the bottle, it doesn't seem that light of a color. So let's go ahead and pump it out here and see if it actually is. It's a little bit liquidy, kind of the consistency of the Makeup Forever one, and let's see if it matches. Oh, it has like a little grit to it. I might need to shake the bottle because I can kind of feel the pigments in it. But yeah, the shade looks like it's gonna match. It does look, the Fair does look really similar to the Makeup Forever HD foundation in shade 118. Slash, what is the new shade numbers? I think it's either Y325 or Y335. I'm gonna apply primer on this side of my face and leave this side bare per my criteria, and I'm gonna be using the Smashbox, just the original primer on this side, because I know that works really well with this type of foundation. I have a little bit on the back of my hand, and today I'm gonna be using my Wet n Wild foundation brush, because this tends to keep good coverage. So far consistency is very much the same as the Makeup Forever one. You can see the coverage is definitely a full coverage, so that is great. And a little bit goes a long way, as you can see. That is covering. The color is just a smidge, I don't know if you could tell on camera, but it's a smidge darker. Yeah, it like matches my arms nice, but my neck is a little bit lighter. A little bit, and then I'm gonna use my sponge to go under my eyes and my eyelids. I wanna see how it does in the fine lines. Ooh. It actually smells very similar to the Makeup Forever one too. A very nice finish. Very full coverage, very similar to the Makeup Forever one. That's so interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Decay All Nighter Concealer. Get a little tiny bit of creasing, so we'll definitely have to set it. This foundation definitely gives like a satin finish. It's not matte, it's not dewy, it's somewhere in between. It looks really nice on my pores, really pretty. No weird dry patches around my nose yet until we set it. Let's see. And then under eyes look good too. Let's go ahead and set that with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. Okay, let you guys see everything set and powdered up. So it's looking very, very similar to that one. So nice now matte finish that will maybe get a little bit satiny, we will see. There's a couple spots like here and there, like my freckles, and then I have like an acne scar over here that it didn't cover, and I didn't want to go in with concealer because I wanted to see how much it covered. So it's almost full, it's medium to full, but it did feel buildable without getting gross, which is exactly how the other one is. This is turning into a Makeup Forever like dupe video, and I didn't mean it to, but that's just the thing that I compare it to because it's so similar seeing it on the skin. The only thing is I'm already getting a little tiny bit patchy around my fine lines, crow's feet, and then around my lips. So I'm gonna finish off the rest of my makeup and then you guys can see what that looks like, but don't leave yet because we have an 8-hour wear test. All right, we are back with the finished look and the overall results. So everything's adhering normally. So in my other mirror in my bathroom, I took a good look, and underneath where my fine lines are, it is kind of, it's creasing. Under my eyes, it's creasing a little tiny bit. I have these lines that don't have foundation in them because everything kind of migrated away from the fine lines, which usually they gather in the fine lines, so that's very odd. From far away, it looks soft diffused. It's kind of a more natural, almost full coverage finish, if that makes sense, because it's not medium. It's pretty full, but it's more natural looking. You know, I can see my skin kind of peeking through almost. The finish is more matte now that I set it. You know what? And I love that my nose is not having any issues at all, which the tip of my nose is a major trouble spot, and so are the corners of my nose, and I'm not seeing any issues within that area. So that's a plus. Around my lips look okay. I could use a little more coverage, but that's more concealer. So it's just the under eye area that's giving me trouble. And yeah, if you're looking for something more full coverage, then you'd have to build it up or use a lot more concealer, or try something else. Okay, let's see how this looked after 8 hours of wear time. All right, so it has been 8 hours, as you know, and I just took a good look in the mirror, and I have to say pretty much my original thoughts on the same thing as far as wear time goes. I'm starting to see little tiny dots on my nose, so it is starting to separate almost. So maybe in like an hour or two, it might not look so hot. And then same thing around my mouth and stuff, it's starting to spread. I hope the camera's picking this up, but it's starting to kind of like shift. I mean, and you have to be really looking up close, but it's definitely starting to shift. And it's the same on both sides, whether it's unprimed or primed, I'm seeing the same results with that. And then the application was pretty much the same too. The side that I'm not primed, I look way more powdery and more matte. And then I'm a little bit more worn off on the primed side on the forehead than the unprimed side. So it's kind of a toss-up between being primed and not primed. Maybe because it's more dewy on this side, I like the way my pores look better on this side. They're still not super noticeable, so that's really good, but when I get like super up close, I can see a little difference. And then around my nose, it's just tiny bit of dryness, but nothing unusual and nothing like, oh, throw it away. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I wouldn't look at myself at the end of the day and be like, oh, what happened? I've been walking around like that. I would be like, oh, it looks pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it overall. Yeah, some slight redness. And I would say the same thing I said before. I think that there could be a little bit more pigment in the bottle. That is more expensive though, and then the cost goes up, and then you're not looking at drugstore prices anymore, but you might be able to build it a little bit more or use more concealer if you want that full coverage, not too shabby. So I can see what the fuss is about for all of this. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for a drugstore. What did I say? $8 foundation. Not bad at all. All right, before you click away, don't forget to hit my little subscribe button because I have 4 more days of drugstore cruelty-free foundations to serve to you guys, and you want to be notified as soon as I post those, right? Because we've got some more good ones coming up. Ooh. If you have been watching my series, thank you so much for watching. I so much appreciate all your guys' love and support. All right, you guys, have a great, lovely day.